Thanks. 3 months ago, Belgium, Germany, and Kuwait launched an effort with the Council and began negotiating to renew Resolution 2449 in light of what we were hearing consistently from OCHA, civil society organizations on the ground, and Syrians themselves. The humanitarian crisis in Syria remains dire, and people across Syria are desperate for the help that the United Nations was created to provide. In the light of these urgent needs, the United States approached this issue with reasonable recommendations that the Council renew all 4 crossings currently authorized and add a 5th crossing in Tel Abyad in northeast Syria. Despite those needs, the obvious path toward addressing them, the Security Council could only agree on a resolution that is grossly inadequate to the needs of the Syrian people. Syrians will suffer needlessly as a result of this resolution. Syrians will die as a result of this resolution. I want to be very clear about who must bear responsibility for this outcome. It is the Russian Federation that brought us to this point. It is the Russian Federation that vetoed a compromised proposal on December 20th and has since worked tirelessly to divide the Council. The only reasonable conclusion to draw from these actions is that the Russians actively, triumphantly support the Assad regimes to starve its opposition. The United States abstained on this resolution because it is the only path available at present to sustain a minimal flow of aid to those in need. We do so with disgust and dismay. However, the U.S. will not abandon its principles, its responsibilities, or its enduring concern for the well-being of the Syrian people. While the Russian Federation cannot abandon what it does not possess, they should nonetheless feel the weight of international condemnation for the appalling actions. I now want to speak directly to the Syrian people. Not today, not tomorrow, and not as long as Donald Trump is in the White House and I am the United States ambassador to the United Nations, will the United States cease fighting for your safety, your dignity, and your freedom. We will not tire in our efforts to secure the aid you need, and we will not cease to be your voice in this chamber when others would silence it without a second thought. Thanks. Yes.
A couple of members mentioned in there that legally this authorisation may not be needed to deliver aid across border. Will you be pushing the United Nations to still try and use the Iraq crossing even though there's no Security Council authorisation? And just a broader question, what does this now say about Council dynamics? There are winners and losers, and I feel like that the Security Council lost a lot of credibility. Most importantly, I think the Syrians, they lost. The international community lost, and what we need to do is focus on 6 months from now and making certain that what we did agree upon is held accountable. And we gave the Russians an inch, and they took $1 million. So,
Ambassador, to the Syrian people, does that mean the Trump administration firmly, from now on, will oppose the Assad government and them staying in power?
What this means is that the Trump administration cares deeply about humanitarian efforts, and as long as Donald Trump is in the White House and I'm the ambassador at the United Nations, I can guarantee you we will not for 1 second forget the Syrian people and the humanitarian aid that they deserve and that we have committed. Not only the U.S. committed, but the Security Council has made a commitment. So thank you all. Have a nice evening.